Twisted Fizz is one of the archetypes that I have up on my website. I have a few different Runeterra decks up there. And this deck, if you haven't seen it before, it is essentially an elusive, aggressive deck. So Fizz, one of our champions, 2-1 for 1. Whenever you cast a spell, you stop all enemy spells and skills targeting him and give him elusive. He levels when you've cast 6+ spells. His level mode's a little bit bigger and gains elusive as well. Still keeps that protection effect and creates a chum in the waters when he hits our opponent, which makes this 5-2 to add pressure to the board. So this deck's not so much all in on Fizz like some Fizz decks are. Fizz is just another elusive threat in this deck. We have Golden Narwhal to beat people down. We've got Zap, Spray Fin, and Slippery Wave Rider here at the top of our curve. And then the new addition from this latest card drop is Lounging Lizard. So this is a 3/5 for 3 that round start deals 2 damage to itself. So on its own, Lounging Lizard basically is a 3-mana deal 6 in a lot of situations, right? You play it on a turn where you have the attack token, you attack with it right away, get in 3. On their turn, it takes 2, becomes a 3/3. On your next turn, it takes 2 and becomes a 3/1, and then gets to attack again before it dies. Now, the way pump spells interact with damage on units in this game is important to Lounging Lizards. Things like Troll Chant, Elixir of Iron, and Fury of the North, these are cards that can extend the longevity of our Lounging Lizard. Fury of the North especially is a card that gives you 2 extra turns, which is an additional attack with the lizard, because this amount of plus toughness will remain on it after the turn goes off, because it effectively heals it. Twisted Fate is a card in this deck that, while we're not focusing on leveling this up aggressively, he's just a good value card. It's a 2/2 quick attack for 4 that when you play it, you play a Destiny card, and the Destiny cards either draw you something, deal damage to everything that they have, or Gold card's actually the most important Twisted Fate card in this deck. Gold card's a strong tempo tool. So a lot of the time, you are racing with your elusives in this deck, and Gold card lets you stun their biggest thing, which can be pivotal in allowing you to win a race on a turn where they could be attacking otherwise. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how our lizard friend feels as an addition. This is an aggro or mid-range deck. This is an aggressive deck. If you're coming from one of my Magic viewers, this deck's very comparable to a Delver of Secrets deck. You brought my glasses. Thank you, Tiny Child. You are very funny. We did just start. Yep, that's why our hand is in the middle. I think we're going to full mulligan here, looking for Fizz or some other cheap card to start. Opponent's playing Shyvana Lucian, so a more aggressive Dragons deck most likely here.
Oh, what? I'm rolling the vision. I'm rolling the figure. Oh boy, here I go!
Here I go! So we could attack with Narwhal the turn we play it. However, I think I'd rather just... yeah, I'm going to play Narwhal. So if they play a blocker here, I still get to attack with my elusive, so we still get in the same amount of damage. In the event that they don't have a 2-drop here...
The more we learn, the less we fear.
And if they didn't have a 2-drop, we get to get in for 4. So this is vulnerable, so our opponent can force it to block.
My shield is yours.
I'll follow where I can.
See, if they attack with this, they could attack with this and hook this, is why I didn't make a play here. So I'd like to be able to Elixir or Flash Freeze. Yeah, blocks is fine. Stop it. Bad opponent. Bold strategy trying to spell Fizz there. That's a really good generation.
You must have some unique insight into dragons.
Most are cruel, vicious, and deadly.
I don't think I want to burn Brittle Steel to attack with Fizz here, because Brittle Steel is going to be good at keeping these alive down the line. So I think I just get in for 4 here, and then we'll pass the turn banking spell mana. I assume they're attacking.
Specimen.
Cute. So we unfortunately don't get to kill this, but our Narwhal stays alive for another turn. So basically, like, playing the Brittle Steel there means that we get to get in 2 more points of damage, and they're going to have to hook this again at some point in the future, which is valuable. Okay, so do I want to play this out here? I think the answer is no. We're 2 spells off the leveling Fizz. I think I'd like to be able to Fury in the north, should they have a 2 things fight spell here.
It's gonna be fun.
I think we just get in for 6. That Fury of the North nerf there being super relevant. Remember, Fury of the North previously gave +4/+4, so that was the difference between the Shyvana living and dying.
Making the dead deader.
What's the water like down there, guys?
That is a phenomenal draw. And you can see here what I talked about during the deck building, just using our life total as a resource here. We're going to be able to just, like, take hits from some of their things here, and then be able to,
Just a chance to run. My steel is yours.
Follow the tracks.
be able to punch through with our elusives. Do you have a favorite region? Probably Freljord.
No outsiders.
Here beyond. An auspicious season, blessed by snow and stars.
Is Judgment on our radar? No, I don't think so. Good first game there for us. Shows exactly how we want this deck to play out. Didn't get to see our new lizard card, but the reef creature was really good. That's a new one I'm trying out today too. Not a new card, but a new card to try in this shell. Yeah, Narwhal's a card that, like, doesn't look playable at a glance, but in the right shell, it's very, very good. This is a deck we've played a number of times before. If you haven't checked out my website, there's 5 different Runeterra decks up there, which haven't been updated with cards for this latest drop yet, but they're going to slowly get updated as we play through. We're playing Twisted Fizz and Jinx's Entreat today, which are both decks that are up there. I don't have a good build yet, Blender Bottle, but we did play Shyvana with Oriental, and I agree with your conclusion there, that Oriental is not a good pairing with Shyvana. And that Shyvana likely wants to be in something more aggressive overall. I'm going to keep Twisted Fate because his red card's real good in this matchup. Troll Chance, a decent combat trick for us. Hoping to draw something like Narwhal or other cheap units. Coral Creatures is actually really good here. Just a cheap thing that plays to the board and blocks profitably. If my opponent doesn't open on attacks next turn because Coral Creature attunes, I can Coral into Troll Chant, which is great.
There's another one.
This card's really good when it makes Brittle Steel Chant.
Why are you here?
Just a completely incredible turn 2 for us here.
Fizz! Stubbies!
War Mason, reporting for duty. Make the Empire proud.
I think we're just passing here. It could be right to push damage. Like, I could Warning Shot plus Shared Spoils here. Like, Warning Shot, this gets elusive, hit them, and then Shared Spoils after. The problem with that is, if I make that play, I can't Twisted Fate plus Brittle Steel or Fury plus Brittle Steel next turn, which I think those are plays I want to make, so I think I'm just passing here. I think we're the control deck at the moment.
Back it up. I ain't afraid. No kills, no entry.
So we get to do this, which puts all of these to dead to red card.
I'm always up for a round or two.
Got to line this up real well.
Been quite
Is
a
Citrus
while.
Courier too expensive for this deck? Yeah, I think not only is it expensive, but you'd rather just have more elusive units rather than something that rallies. Citrus Courier is a card that's not really individually powerful. I'd rather have something that's just like a good threat on its own. Also, there's a certain amount of stress in like keeping your spell count high for Starlit Seer and Fizz. There's some real concern about having too many units in the deck.
This doesn't change a damn thing between us.
If you insist. An auspicious season. echo of pain.
We've got some large mamma jammas, chat.
Easy. Let's not ruffle our feathers.
Best not ruffle our feathers.
Fly away.
Twisted Fate could reasonably level up here, because these each draw cards.
This will be a good winter.
That's a tough beat. Both their Make It Rains hit this. I guess they dodged, Fizz dodged them at least. I don't know, I mean, we're at 6, like, those two things kept this alive, and they both hit our dome, so like, seems like an okay exchange from the opponent.
Hey, Zap. Need a hand?
Can't say no to Fizz.
That was a really good draw. That was, yeah, this card's gasoline shit. Yeah, Coral Creatures is new. I wanted to try them out. They've been really impressive so far. We could get burned out here, right? We're at 4. They're a Decimate deck, so like we're not out of the woodwork just yet, but definitely anybody's game. They need the Decimate. We have the Flash Freeze to save us from a Gangplank too, which is nice.
War Mesa, reporting for duty. The few are the many.
Hey, Zap. Need a hand?
Can't say no to Fizz.
There's plenty of killing left.
Twisted Fate's gonna level up here. So they have to draw the noxious deal 3 here, right?
Now this game's heating up.
Yeah, they need fervor. You can still respond with Twisted Fate spells. Yeah, but we still die.
Eyes open.
Not their fervor target dies. Oh, well, yeah, they'd fervor target this one, right? You don't get to pick what gold card hits. All right, so we're able to fade burn spells there. Really close set overall. Got him! Coral creatures super impressive so far today. Pretty sure we mulligan Wave Rider to start. I'm gonna keep the rest of these. You can Flash Freeze to optimize gold card. Ooh, that's a good thought. So yeah, maybe we weren't dead to Noxian Fervor there with the Flash Freeze. Okay, that's a good thing to think about. Yeah, I'm off of Brittle Steel in this build that we're playing right now. Yeah, any burst spell from Coral Creatures is stellar. Big agree with that assessment.
Took the bait.
Found one.
Hot on the trail.
Pretty sure I want to do this. This lets Twisted Fate kill this next turn.
Stubbies.
I'm always up for a round or two. Who says I don't share?
Fair.
Likely to catch. I'm through waiting.
How do I feel about trading Twisted Fate to then play another Twisted Fate? I think I'm into it.
You're bluffing.
It's like both of these are Twisted Fates. Yeah, I think this exchange is fine for us overall.
I'm out. Deal me in. Blue as the serpentine.
I don't know, like, I don't really think that that's rough. Like, we were planning to lose our Twisted Fate anyways, and, like, them using a Troll Chant, a really good combat trick to save a Trapper, doesn't seem terrible for us. So he's seen 2 cards drawn. This would be 3. So if I Twisted Fate pick a card here to get this going, next turn Salvage could level this potentially.
Briny deep.
Morning, Kyle. Gonna make some spell mana here.
Line up.
So we'll draw 3 fleeting cards here, which have to be played this turn or we lose them. Need 1 more draw to,
All the world on one arrow.
need 1 more draw to level TF here. And honestly, I think we just level him to start, right? And then we can start playing these out.
I guess you can win them all.
Oh, come on, come on.
Yeah, so like here's the question. Do I want to proactively stun this Ash? I feel like the answer is yes.
Nice.
Did I just... Seriously? I feel like the animation stop there didn't give me enough time. Probably just thought a little bit too long, but that's unfortunate. Okay, so that's fine. Ended up working out.
I'll show you how it's done. The time is right. Strike now.
No outsiders. No fear.
Always on the run.
So Twisted Fate's the best draw on our deck.
You guys.
Because he'll still be leveled.
Remember, you never saw me.
We got 2 Flash Freezes and a Troll Chant here. So hopefully those are going to let us get out of next turn okay.
Off we go.
Do I trade Fizz for Ash here? Is that a crazy trade? I feel like Fizz for Ash is not crazy. I could also ask the question, do I want to eat this inside a combat here? But then this dies. I don't think I want to hook this. I think I want to push some damage here. Because remember, we are still just racing, right? So like I'm trying to take this trade here. I have a second Troll Chant, so feels bad, man. Hopefully our Flash Freezes here keep us from dying this turn. Term info is out. Sweet. We can take a look at that together on stream here in a second, maybe. So I have 10 total mana. If I play this, it gives me a mana back. I could probably wait to play this next turn, though, right? What if I play Fizz? If I play Fizz, I can still double Flash Freeze Troll Chant this turn, so that seems good. Yep. I can also Fury Flash Freeze Troll Chant here.
Fight. Watch. Burn.
Okay, so
I ain't afraid.
I think we do this and go to 4. This means I'm not dead to Fury. And then next turn I can play this Slippery Wave Rider, and then this Slippery with Fury here. I have 2 5-power Slipperies, so we're just dead to Harsh Winds at that point. So we just need to fade Harsh Winds here. Close game. We needed two different breaks there that didn't go our way. We either needed to have them not have the troll chant the turn we tried to kill their Ashe, or we needed them to not have the harsh winds on that last turn. I don't know. There were a lot of decision points. Maybe I could have taken a more aggressive slant in some other spots, but yeah, tough beats. You would have won if you would have used the troll chant to protect Fizz and block the 5-3. That's not true, Time Lord. They were at 8. Fizz survives as a 3-power unit. I could Fury in the north to deal 6 with the 7th from Warning Shot. So you are incorrect. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Alright, let's take a look at the seasonal tournament stuff, huh? Seasonal tournaments FAQ. What are seasonal tournaments? Seasonal tournaments are the apex of competition in Legends of Runeterra exclusively for the best of the best and supported fully in-game. Supported fully in-game. How often will there be a tournament? There will be a seasonal tournament at the end of each season. Makes sense, right? So roughly every 2 months. How many players compete? 10-0-2-4 qualifying players from Runeterra's 4 regional shars. America, Asia, Runeterra, and Southeast Asia. So that's, what, over 4,000 players every 2 months? That's sweet. There's a video. Let's watch the video. Reading. Wants to read.
So you've mastered the moves and pulled off big plays. Think you're on top of the world? Time to find out for sure. Get ready for seasonal tournaments. These tournaments are the apex of competition in Legends of Runeterra, exclusively for the best of the best, and supported fully in-game. At the end of every season, 1,024 players on each server shard will be able to compete for pride, glory, and a cash prize. There are 2 ways to qualify for a seasonal tournament: ranked and gauntlets. Be one of the top 700 ranked players on your server shard at the end of the season, and you'll automatically qualify for the tournament. Good luck climbing to the top and holding your spot. 324 more players can qualify by being the first to achieve 7 wins in the high-stakes Last Chance Gauntlet, which takes into account your performance in previous gauntlets throughout the season. Here's how it works. Get 7 wins on your first attempt at a weekly gauntlet to achieve a Prime Glory. Each Prime Glory you earn throughout the season up to 5 counts as an automatic win in the Last Chance Gauntlet. Be one of the first to complete the Last Chance Gauntlet with 7 wins to earn that final glory and qualify for the tournament.
So this actually seems like a cool setup here. So I'm not a fan of having the entirety of your event come from ranked play, but this seems like a good mix. So they're having 700 slots come from ranked play. And then the structure of the last chance things are interesting. So 324 players qualify from this, and they said your gauntlets throughout the season can give you free wins in the one that ultimately qualifies you up to 5. Yeah, so each time there's a gauntlet that comes out throughout the season, you'll be able to play it, and you get 1 shot in each of these gauntlets to get your kind of buy in the final gauntlet every week. Okay, so you actually have extra shots too then, right? So if it's a 2-month run or whatever, there should be more than 5 gauntlets that you can play in. I would imagine is how the timing works out. And in up to 5 of them, if you get, are there 7 of them? And you can get up to 5 free wins, it says here. So there's 8 weeks, and the 8th one is the last. Okay, cool. So you get 7 chances to get 7 wins on your first shot. But even if you don't do that in those 7 runs, there's still the last chance gauntlet where you can get all these extra wins. So the first 324 people to qualify in the last chance gauntlet get to play in the end of season event 2, and you can get up to 5 preloaded wins basically by playing the earlier gauntlets throughout the course of the season. So like, if you don't want to grind the ladder, or if you're someone like me that wouldn't mind playing a seasonal tournament but doesn't really want to stress about my ladder rank, even though I am laddering, I'll want to play one gauntlet each week to try and get 7 wins. And then however many 7 wins you get up to 5, you basically get buys for up to 5 of these ones where you need to get 7 wins total. You could also theoretically not play any of the other gauntlets and also just play the last chance gauntlet and spike just that. So it seems like they've done a really good balance of okay, you can grind the ladder, or okay, you could play a gauntlet each week, or okay, you could just try and spike the thing at the very end to get in. So at a glance, this seems very reasonable.
7 wins to earn that final glory and qualify for the tournament. The more prime glories you have, the more likely you'll be one of the first 324 players to finish. So make sure to compete in a gauntlet each week. Between ranked and gauntlets, 1,024 players will make the cut and move on to the 2-day tournament. The first day kicks off with 5 Swiss rounds of best of 3 matches to determine the top 32 players.
Look at that, chat. In-client Swiss tournament support. Gosh, they told me it was impossible, chat. They told me it couldn't be done. But here we are. I mean, I said 3 months ago, if I was a gambling man, I would put money on Runeterra having in-client tournament support and spectator mode before Arena, and here we are.
These finalists advance to the second stage of the tournament to compete in a single elimination bracket, which will be broadcast to the Legends of Runeterra community. The victor will be crowned season champion and win the grand prize of $10,000. The first tournament begins in 2 months at the end of the Monuments of Power season. The first day of Swiss rounds will take place on December 6th, and the final bracket will take place a week later on December 13th. Whether you rise through rank or take on gauntlets, if you've got the skill, you've got a shot. Seasonal tournaments are the ultimate way to prove you're the best.
Oh, sweet. And the gauntlet plays, hopefully the gauntlet's going to be best of 3, just like the tournament mode's going to be. So that would be great too. You could use the gauntlets to practice the tournament format. Sounds perfect. 3-deck pick ban. Yeah, that sounds really excellent. Yeah, 10 grand to first place per server region. So there's 4 10 grand first place prizes. See if they have the total prize bill in here.
Runeterra, and on the path to going pro. Everyone can compete, and it's anyone's game. Each season needs a champion, and that champion could be you.
Oh yeah, do gauntlets have entry fees? Do gauntlets have entry fees? Or are they free? They don't. So it's literally just all free. It's just like I'm slowly getting used to it, but like it's just like, yeah, like, gosh, it's unreal. All right, so how long will tournament rounds last? Tournament rounds are 75 minutes, 5-minute prep phase, 1-minute ban phase, 1-minute pick phase, game 2. We're also working on a chess clock style system that will keep things moving and hope to implement it in time for this first tournament. Sweet. there isn't a... Will a tournament mode be available for custom tournaments? For now, we're focusing on the preparation for the first seasonal tournament, but long term, we'd like to make tournament features available to players in-game, and we'll have details to share next year. That's incredible. This would be great. Dear Ryan, I will run Hooglandia Runeterra tournaments. Hook it up. Look at this is even on their radar. Look at that. Look at that incredible, clear, consistent communication. They're just so good at what they do. Although it doesn't list the full prizes in here, right? Cash prize. The grand prize is 10,000 with smaller cash prizes for the rest of the top 32. Working on some of the intricacies of cash prize. We'll be back. Okay, so they're still working on the details. They're guaranteeing 10 grand to first, and then everyone in the top 32 will make some amount. No, it's not just 10K. So top 32 will get prizes with first place being 10 grand. And remember, this is 10 grand and top 32 per region. So per server shards. There's 4 server shards. So they'll be paying out 128 players per 2 months. Yeah, this all looks great. Like I said, the reason why I am hoping to continue to do Runeterra as my primary card game, because everything I've wanted out of Magic and any other card game for so long, Runeterra is just doing it. They're just like, yeah, this is great. This is what people want. We're just gonna make it happen. And yeah, there's no entry fees for any of the gauntlets or qualifiers too. Like, gosh, that's absurd. Very, very hype and well done. That's awesome. There's a second phase open deck list. So you get to see champions and regions when you play. Fear Devil. Riot is really great with their stuff. Big agree. Demacia, Targan, Mono, Shavana. I'm going to keep Twisted Fate. This is probably a good gold card's probably good here. I'm going to mulligan the rest of these, looking for cheaper threats to start. Perfect. Yeah, potentially Fear Devil. Maybe deck list will be open day 2. That's something that's worth asking about if there's coverage. You have to pay to participate in qualifiers through MTGA. You don't have to pay to play on the ladder, but everything else that you qualify for on Arena largely has entry fees, yeah.
Raise your weapon, Sunwitch.
Yeah, there's going to be coverage of they said there's going to be coverage of the day 2 of the tournament for the top 32. The top 32 will have full coverage. I'm just playing Narwhal out as a blocker here. This is going to trade here. This will eat here if they attack. Hopefully they build in client spectating. They will. There will be. Yeah, Magic Arena is having their open tournament this weekend that has a $20 entry fee. I forgot about their $20 slot machine tournaments. Alright, so if they don't open on attacks here, which they did not, I can go ahead and Twisted Fate to gold card this. Or red card this. Although maybe I'm just supposed to gold card her so she can't kill my narwhals. Nah, let's keep Fizz alive.
Never lost a fair game. Or played one. I'm a people person.
So she's gonna get to eat a narwhal, but that's okay. Yeah, that's true. They could kill Twisted Fate too there if I do the other line.
They are nothing.
Hesitation's a talent.
This is gonna be fun.
This has quick attack, so we can attack into here.
Come back later.
Care.
There's another one!
Have to make some spell mana here. Have Fury of the North available for when this dragon tries to crunch something down. Watsy Wizards openly takes cash.
Devotion to battle.
Do we save Narwhal or save Fizz? Fizz is still kind of far away from leveling. There's value in killing Shyvana so she doesn't level. Oh, I can save both with the elixir, can't I? I feel like I want to start here because they could have the dragons get +1/+1 card, and that would really blow us out. So I'm going to press OK and try and eat this.
Why are you here?
So we're dead.
Gotta trust your instincts.
Now I take to the
Yeah, I think leveling Twisted Fates are out here. So that's the line we go through from here. He's at 3 out of 8. This will put him to 4 out of 8. Our draw step will be 5 out of 8. This is 7 out of 8. Real shame we didn't have Flash Freeze there. If we would have had Flash Freeze, our opponent would have just been completely blown out. That card's really good right now. There's a reason why we're playing 3 of them. Plus Zap to block them on occasion. Or plus zap to fetch them on occasion. So this is 11. I can make it 9. And I can get him up to 8 toughness. I don't think we had the mana for Flash Freeze. Literally had 5 mana available. Yeah, that'll do.
The deck was stacked against us.
Ain't that the truth, Twisted Fate? The deck was indeed stacked against us. Just the beat sometimes. Cannot win them all. Swain, Twisted Fate. I think I'm going to keep these two because they generate a little bit of value. I'm going to mulligan these other two more expensive units to try and drag my curve down a little bit. Alright, dear opponent, don't parlay my Fizz. He needs to get in there. The shuffler is as rigged as the earth is flat, chat. Never forget.
I've whipped up something special.
So pretty.
This'll send them running.
It's a real shame this didn't generate Brittle Steel.
Found one. Just a briny deep.
Probably don't want to shared spoils here, unfortunately, because if our opponent has, oh, maybe I should have played this as Fearsome. We could have gotten a hit with that. If our opponent has Make It Rain, they could kill Fizz if I tap out for this.
Got a surprise for him. No gills, no entry.
No gills, no entry.
I'm always up for a round or two.
We've had some really good red cards so far today. Dunk. So if they have Twisted Fate of their own, we have Protection from Gold card. Do I just let this die? The odds of this leveling up are like super, super low here, right? I think I just let that happen.
What's the water like down there, guys?
Nah, I think that the new card type is sweet, Kyle. We played a Vault of Helia deck this morning, and we're actually going to be playing the Piltover University and Jinx's Entreat we're going to be playing next. Yeah, the healing one has seemed competitive too. We're just passing here, unfortunately. He's dead, Jim. You murdered him. Hope you're happy with yourself.
By my hand, not Nexus rise.
He's a spooky Poro chat. Alright, so... I think I'm gonna start with Elixir here. And then play this. I played the spell first so we could get the spell mana back with the tune. You have to be 18 or over to play in tournaments, or is it open to all ages? I have no idea. I'd encourage you to check out the details on Riot's site. Believe it or not, I've not read the fine legal print of the announcement that was made 20 minutes ago while I was live on stream.
Deal me in. Who says I don't share?
Empire above all.
We could potentially kill them this turn, right? With Playful Trickster? Do we play this to rally? Got him really close to dead.
Oh, come on, come on.
Bishop, thank you.
Yeah, my pause there gave away that I didn't have a way to protect Fizz.
There's another one!
Lady Luck is smiling.
Why are you here?
I think I'll look to qualify for these tournaments. Yeah, I'm gonna make a point to play a gauntlet each week. I'm probably not gonna try and qualify via the ladder though. The expected value of even a well-organized tournament like that is kind of low, and I'm much better off collecting donations from people to play viewer decks on stream than compared to the expected value of trying to min-max tryharding on the ladder. Will I stream the gauntlets or just offline? I don't know. If I play them offline, I'll record them for YouTube, but I might not do them live. Soraka Braum. Okay. You have my attention. Well, gauntlets are an entire day of Swiss tournament, right? Gauntlets are a play at your own pace type thing, right? Hey, Simon Lottie, thank you for the very generous tier 2 and for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Welcome to a live one.
I've got these. I'll prove myself to the War Mother. Worthy of the Winter's Claw.
Remember, you never saw me.
You never saw me.
Listen and learn.
This world has such great potential.
Not again.
Unscarred Reaver has some decent synergy with Soraka here.
Requires concentration.
That being said, red card sounds lovely. Let's see if they've got an elixir or a troll chant here.
Hesitation's a tell.
Have ranks reset. Yeah, they reset when the patch went live.
Who says I don't share?
No.
The odds of leveling Twisted Fate here feel low, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and block here. Trade this off.
Nope, I didn't need that.
So, Fury of the North here buys me an extra attack with this, right? So I think we just Fury. And then crack them for 6. This will keep the extra toughness here. This will still be at 5 at the end of turn, so we'll go down to 3 and then down to 1 again, and then maybe we run back the same Fury line next turn.
Not again.
By starlight.
Sorry, I had to negotiate peace with the natives. I did see the seasonal tournament announcement. I'll have a reaction video posted separately from everything else up on YouTube this afternoon after we're done streaming. Did someone die? It sounded painful. So what you have to understand is, when you're 5 or 6 years old, so little has happened to you over the course of your life that everything that happens to you is the worst thing that could possibly have ever happened to you. So it's all very traumatic. Think we're saving our friends here?
Live with I.E. my own.
So they have these two together now, which are going to let them start drawing a bunch of extra cards. Hey, what's going on, Aang? Yeah, it looks like you're currently subbed to the channel. I appreciate the support. So I have a decision to make here. I could Fizz and like flash freeze to get in with Fizz. I think I'd rather just hit with this so I can trigger shared spoils with Plunder, because I really need more threats, right? Because this is about to die. This is gonna kill itself with the Drown Start trigger.
Not again.
You small, me big. Who goes that?
Who goes that?
Stars fall. Take heart. Live with purpose.
This would be a good winter.
Blocking this to put a damage on here doesn't really seem worthwhile, because they just heal their stuff back every turn anyways. Possibility of pump spells also make it not great.
Oh boy, here I go.
Here I go. Do you have the third avalanche? They have seen a lot of cards, you're not wrong. Soraka is a real engine for them. Braum is their second champ.
Blessed by
Nice.
take heart.
Coming in.
Hopefully, with these flash freezes, we can live to get another turn and win inside of combat here.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
These cards are very good at helping us survive.
I came to fight.
Found one.
Be at peace.
So close to that American warning shot, chat. Oh, right. These are gonna let them kill Fizz, right? Because of the Fury. That's slick. Shoot.
An auspicious season. Blessed by snow and stars.
I mean, this isn't dead. And this gets to vulnerable here, which means I can overwhelm this next turn to potentially have lethal that way as well.
An auspicious season.
We have 3 triggers into our deck here, so a Take heart. Wow. And avalanche. Woof. Well, need a live one now. No, the landmark's nowhere near lethal. We do have one more warning shot in our deck. That's probably lethal. Yikes. Well, poop. Woof. Yeah, their build seems sweet. Add a command for gauntlet questions. It's probably going to be one that comes up a lot in every content creator stream for the next little bit. It could be right to attack in here just because Twisted Fate could finish this off if it gets a damage marked on it. Lot of spooky friends. I think I'm gonna play this out just to make their attacks not great here. This means he only gets one attack in, but he can potentially fog two of their attacks. That seems fine.
Yep, that's my tail.
What's the water like down there, guys?
Playing some spooky scaries over there. It's like Mono Fearsome's deck. Seems neat.
Nope, I didn't need that.
We're just gonna continue putting a bunch of elusive power into play here, I think. Looking for another Stygian here, I imagine.
Don't turn around.
I did do another one. 12. Not quite, but close. Is there a difference between 4 and 5? There isn't really, right? I think I want to block here so this doesn't die to unspeakable horror. Two drain minions. Yeah, that's a thought. I'm not beating Double Doom Beast anyways though, right? Like do we envision this game going in a direction of me beating Double Doom Beast? Not with that attitude. So I have 12 points of damage. Twisted Fate is 13. Warning Shot is 14. We're so close. Jake of the Cosmos, thanks for the sub gift. I appreciate it. Let's make one or less or exactly one. No, it's exactly one. Now we're gonna die to Spooky Scary's next turn, right? We have 2 blockers, but one of them is vulnerable, so they can hook it with that one. Flash freeze? Our opponent almost punted. So, they did punt, but they're not getting punished. So, had we drawn flash freeze here, we would have been able to survive. Would have gone to 1 because like, they didn't hook our vulnerable thing, but that's what it is. Or Fury. Yeah, Fury of the North would have, Fury of the North would have let us block 2 and survive. We would have been at 1, so we would have been dead to unspeakable horrors, but had a few outs there. Lee Sin Zed. Okay, so I think I'm full mulliganing, just looking for cheap things to apply pressure here. Pretty sure we just want to race them. Yeah, seems pretty reasonable. The last deck was literally all Fearstone. That's what it looked like. Lots of spooky scaries. So even if they have a blocker here for Fizz, we'll get to get in for 2 with this, so seems fine. If they don't have a blocker there, we get to get in for 4, so definitely upside to playing our thing out first.
Gems are superb. Bad for the teeth, though.
We played this out on the off chance we find something that lets this survive this attack. This also lets me block this, which is nice.
Celestial power.
No outside.
Do we just gold card this goat next turn? He said before it healed.
fight with my spirit, not my fists.
I would bet we'll see them play a couple of gems out here to generate a Dragonling. So they can start healing back a little bit next turn. Really? No Dragonling is great for us. Love to see it. Probably play Slippery Wave Rider this turn.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sparkle fly.
Yeah, Zed Lee sit on the opponent's side. It's actually our first time. We've been live for a little over 3 hours now. It's our first time playing against Lee Sin today. In an okay spot at the moment. We're gonna get to drop Lounging Lizard next turn and have 10 elusive power.
No gills, no entry.
No gills, no entry.
You guys!
Fizz is so sad his coral creature friends died, chat.
Spilled paint is just accidental art.
Played 6 hours yesterday and never faced it either. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think even if I would prefer the Lee Sin deck get a bit of a power down, just because of the types of play patterns it generates, like from a pure power level perspective, it's really not that bad.
Hope I didn't need that.
We have 9 total mana here. What are we sequencing? I think I'm gonna go Starlit Seer into Ye Be Warned on the Mountain Goat to trigger Elusive for Fizz, and then we'll play this out as well and get in for 8. We can try and trade our 4/4 for their 8/4 here.
An auspicious season.
Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to try and trade for the Eye of the Dragon, actually.
Just pretend I'm naughty, eh?
A little luck for those who need it.
Wanna see a trick?
Right, Bob? Full Swiss rounds in client. It's so weird. I didn't think that was possible.
Sapphire, gem of our divine faith. Breathe in.
Here, we thought our opponent was playing a Lee Sin deck. Turns out they're just playing Goat Tribal. So if they don't open attacks here, I'm going to go ahead and Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate's not only going to kill these, but it'll pop the Spell Shield here, so I can Flash Freeze this.
Never lost a fair game. Or played one.
Spectator mode is supposed to be coming, Sky Zero. They're planning on having official coverage for the top 32 of the seasonal tournaments, and I imagine they'll have Spectator for that. Bad goat. Stop it.
By snow and stars.
Why not block it to get damage on it? Because blocking it to get damage on it is not worth the potential downside of them having a Pale Cascade or other ways to pump it.
We each hold a world within.
Now the question here is, do they have a Hush for next turn? They at least can't Hush multiple Luces anymore, but they can still wipe the smile off one of their faces. Because it would be irresponsible to run official coverage without a spectator mode. You're not wrong. Yeah, Playful Trickster could be good here. They're just dead to the elusives. Alright, sure. Yeah, we take those.
Yay, we did it!
I don't know, Tron, like, I know there's a lot of people that are upset about Lee, but like, I haven't played against a ton of it, and there's a chance that with Bastion getting nerfed, it's just not as powerful and prevalent as it was before. I think the Lee Sin deck is fine if it's not super popular. You don't want that to be the average experience, but it existing on occasion, I don't think is that big of a deal. Like that existed when he was 6 mana, but it was worse, so it wasn't really a big deal. So, we'll see. As far as this deck goes, I feel like we ran a little bad in this set today. We had a couple of really close sets that didn't quite fully break our way. Ended up going about 50% in there. The one big takeaway was this was the first time I played Coral Creatures in this deck, and this feels like a very reasonable inclusion. I wanted more cheap spells, but I also wanted more threats, and this did a really good job of doing both. And this occasionally generates spells that are super useful. Like, we generated Brittle Steel, or that new burst spell that makes things, or that, the new card that makes things vulnerable at burst, and those were both very useful a couple of times. I think I was happy with Lounging Lizard. In practice, this worked out about exactly how I expected it to go in theory. Like, playing this when you had the attack token and getting into attacks with it was super reasonable. And Fury of the North, especially paired with Lounging Lizard, was excellent, because if you Fury the Lizard, he gets 2 more turns because he gains that 4 toughness. And honestly, I could see perhaps, because this card felt reasonable, that could be a reason to get back up to 3 Fury of the North. This is a card I had trimmed back on when it got nerfed from being 4/4 to 3/4, but the synergy it has specifically with Lizard, while also just being a good way to push extra damage, felt very good today. So perhaps that's a change I would like to make as well. Alright, at any rate, we're going to go ahead and shift gears. Normally, I only do 2 decks each morning, but today and tomorrow, I'm going to do 3, since there's lots of great new cards I would like to play with, and I want to give myself extra time to do that right away. We are going to try out some Jinx's Entreat here up next. Trying out some University of Piltover. Just give me just a moment. I'm going to get this posted